going to have a go at cutting the headstock shape today. So as you can see, I've mounted it, clamped it to the bench carefully over here with the carpet underneath it and a block on it. Now of course, if you're doing this on a bandsaw, you'd have marked it on the front and then laid it across the back, but being that I'm doing this on no budget whatsoever, I'm using an old jigsaw, so I have to do it on the back, because otherwise it's if you were to do it on the other side, we'd run into the issue of the height running back up. So this way you keep it flat all the way across the back there. So that's the plan. There we are, roughly shaped out. I'm gonna obviously go at that with files and then sandpaper until we get the shape we want. But that's not bad, I'm quite happy with that. So here we are, some way through there, tidying up, using files and roughs, not used the sandpaper yet, clearly. But what I'm going to do is have a go at this at the same time. So I'm going to try and bring that back and then just shape in there a bit. Do most of that probably with the Shinto file to get it started. I know why they've done it because of the truss rod access, but it's really close. As you can see there, if I show there, you can see how it impedes on from the first fret access. So I probably won't take it fully down, but I'll at least try and bring it back so that that's more the point on the line there rather than where it currently is. And here we are after quite a few hours of sanding. I'm quite happy with that. I've moved, the bulge is still there a bit, but it's a lot further back and much more blended in. As you can see, I've blended in with the shape of the headstock there. So that is the headstock done. So here I'm looking at the neck and this nut. And whilst difficult to see, but that the nut is actually deeper here by quite a bit compared with that. But I'm still convinced that the slot is not equal on either side. I've looked at it a couple of times. It's not quite as bad as I thought it was, but I think it's still not level. So I'm gonna get the nut out and then properly check inside to see how level it is, and then level it up if necessary. And then I'm probably going to replace this nut with something else. So that's the game today. So I've got the nut out, and as I suspected, if I can work these calipers with only one arm, push that down. So that's reading, I think you can see that's 2.4, whereas at this end we're reading 3.1. So it is not flat, which is what I thought. So I'm going to flatten that up. That's the next job. Quick shout out to some of the suppliers. I got this stuff from Tone Tech. So I've got a 3mm wide file and one of the Hosco 3mm files, which has two sides. So I'm hoping that will help with this job. So we're now measuring a consistent, well, I'm getting 3.0 or 3.1 all the way across. It was literally only the last little bit actually, but as you can see there, we're getting 3.0, 3.1 all the way across. Measured it several times, so I'm quite happy with that. So onwards and upwards. So got the new nut fitted. It was a black tusk one which I had, which was the one with the flattest bottom. Given that this was a flat bottom slot, that seemed the most sensible one to use, obviously. Just had to take a bit off the edge, a bit off the sides, but that's sort of in pretty good condition now, and then I'll adjust the slots once we get it all ready for setup. So I was given that I'm working on the neck, I'm going to fit the tuners. These are from Vanson, who I've used their tuners before and they're remarkably good value, I feel. These are locking tuners, but with the more vintagey buttons on them, which I hope will suit. I quite like locking tuners. I know there's a lot of debate about people saying you don't need them, etc., particularly on a guitar without vibrato, but I'm fitting them. I might as well fit the locking ones. That's my feeling. I just like them for string changes. So we're going to have a go at that next. So I fitted the tuners only sort of loosely, but enough, particularly when we get the neck on and the bridge on, so that I can set the bridge correct with a couple of strings, hopefully in the outer positions. Anyway, so that's done. What I'm now looking at is I'm just checking the centre line. So I've figured out the centre line at the nut and centre line at the top of the neck, and then you can see some other marks there, sort of just trying to note halfway on the where the pickups are, and then the little cross there is essentially, that's my centre point on the bridge at notional scale length, which is 648mm, 25.5 inches on one of these. So that's what I've worked off. And that's correct to the 12th fret. That's half of that. So yeah, we're all good. So what I'm now going to do is, so that neck fitting is not bent, is the basic thing. I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to be, you know, good enough. Definitely more than good enough. I think that's pretty much bang on, judging by these marks here. So I will fit the neck and then obviously fit the bridge to the neck rather than the other way around, if that makes sense. So let's get on with trying to get some holes into here so that we can then fit the neck plate and get the neck fitted, and that'll probably be it for this particular day of me working anyway. But we'll see you soon. So, about halfway through fitting the neck on. Drilled the holes through with the drill press, first through the body with slightly larger drill, about I can't remember now, I think it was about a 4mm, and then the holes into the neck with a 3mm. So the screws drop through the body quite easily and then connect to the neck. Did that all with the drill press, went through the body as I say, then marked the neck and everything again. And now we're just tightening them up, and soon we'll be having something that actually resembles more like a guitar than some bits.